Hello, peachies. Welcome back to Dear Peachy. Dark circles under the eyes are one of the most common skin concerns. Even celebrities and stars struggle with them. It's not a surprise, though, considering busy schedules, broken sleep, and all that digital fatigue. Basically, the whole world is tired. Thankfully, concealers usually come to the rescue. But sometimes, no matter how much you cover them up, they still look grayish. You tried different products, but the dark circles just won't disappear, and you're left wondering what went wrong. In today's video, we're going all out. You'll learn about the 4 different types of dark circles, how to identify them, and exactly how to pick the right shades and techniques for each type so your under eyes finally look bright, smooth, and refreshed. By the end of this video, you'll have all the tips you need to finally say goodbye to tired-looking under eyes and hello to a well-rested, radiant look. Before we dive into concealing, it helps to understand the key areas under your eyes. First, there's the eye bag, which is the slightly puffy area right under your lower lashes. Just below that is the tear trough, the hollow or groove that runs from the inner corner of your eye toward the cheek. It's often where shadows form and create that tired look. And then there's the agiocele, the under-eye fat just under your lash line that adds a natural youthful contour. Some people might have more prominent agiocele compared to others. And while all of these under-eye parts can make your eyes look tired, they are not dark circles. Dark circles happen because of uneven skin tone or pigmentation around the eye area, not the shadows created by your natural eye structure. Knowing these areas and their locations makes it easier to apply concealer strategically and achieve a smooth, well-rested under-eye look. Dark circles aren't all the same. Let's take a quick look at the 4 main types. The first type is the vascular kind. These usually look blue, purple, or even slightly reddish. They're caused by thinner under-eye skin, which makes your blood vessels more visible, especially when you're tired or didn't sleep well. A quick way to check is by gently stretching the skin under your eye. If the color becomes lighter and then returns when you let go, you're most likely dealing with vascular dark circles. The second type is pigmented dark circles. These are the brown or tan ones that look like actual skin discoloration. They usually come from natural pigmentation or sun exposure, and they don't lighten when you stretch the skin, because the pigment is literally part of the skin. This type can appear on both the upper and lower lids. Then, we have structural dark circles. These are the shadows created by the deep tear troughs under your eyes. If you face a light source and the dark circle fades or disappears, but looking down makes it return, you're probably dealing with structural shadows. And finally, there's the mixed type, the most common one, honestly. This happens when 2 or more types overlap, like blue-purple vascular tones mixed with a shadow from a tear trough, or brown pigmentation combined with some vascular color. Once you understand your type, concealing dark circles becomes way more effective. Instead of piling on more products and hoping for the best, you're actually targeting the real problem. Understanding the types is only half the story. The real deal happens when you choose the right shade to color correct and apply your concealer using the right technique. The first step is choosing the right correcting shade, and honestly, this is the part that makes the biggest difference. Think of the color wheel as your little cheat sheet. Colors that sit opposite each other are complementary, which means when you layer them, they cancel each other out. So instead of piling on a thick layer of nude concealer to hide your dark circles, you're actually neutralizing the tone underneath so everything looks softer and more natural. When you're choosing a corrector, pay attention to 2 things: the color and the brightness. For color, choose the shade that complements your specific dark circle tone. Peach for blue or purple under eyes, deeper orange for very dark discoloration, and a bisque tone for brown pigmentation. Then match the brightness to the depth of your dark circles so the correction melts seamlessly into your skin, rather than sitting on top of it. Before you even touch any makeup, always start with good skincare prep. The under eye area needs to be well moisturized, because dryness is the #1 reason concealer turns cakey or patchy. Apply your eye cream, let it fully absorb, and make sure the skin feels soft and hydrated before moving on. Once your skin is prepped, it's time for the most important part, applying the color corrector. Pick orange or peach tones depending on how dark your circles are. First, dispense some of the concealer on the back of your hand. Then a small brush to pick up just a tiny amount of corrector. Remember, this is a less is more situation. Gradually build up the coverage as you go. Apply the corrector only on the darkest part of your under eye area, usually between the eye bag and the tear trough. Avoid spreading it everywhere because the goal now is to neutralize, not to cover up everything. Then gently tap with your finger or a finger-sized puff to blend. Next, for those who also have shadowy tear troughs or structural hollowness, this is where your skin-toned concealer comes in. And this step usually follows after your foundation. Then, pick a brightening shade. It is usually something in yellow or pink tones that's lighter than your foundation. Then tap the product right into the hollow areas. Then soften the edges by blending outward. Again, always try to keep the layer thin so it lifts the shadow without looking heavy. And also, tapping motions only. Dragging just moves products around and ruins your base. Finally, to make sure all your hard work lasts, set everything in place with a translucent, finely milled loose powder. Now let's break down how to conceal each specific type of dark circle, because the technique and shade you choose can make a huge difference depending on what's causing the darkness. If your dark circles lean blue or purple, those classic vascular under eyes, you'll want to reach for shades that sit opposite them on the color wheel. These usually fall under the peach pink tones. You can approach this in 2 ways. The first method is using peach pink to soften any blue-green tones. The second method is what most correctors on the market used, combining yellow and pink or red, which gives you those familiar orange, salmon, or peach shades. The exact shade depends on your skin tone and how dark your circles are. If you have fair skin, a light peach works beautifully. Deeper skin tones look amazing with richer oranges or salmon shades. And if your circles are only slightly dark, something soft and peachy is enough, while deeper discoloration benefits from a stronger orange salmon tone. The second type is pigmented dark circles. These usually appear as brown discoloration around the eyes, with undertones that are often muted yellow or orange. But brown pigmentation isn't the whole story here. There's often a bit of cool tone underneath the skin from the hidden blue, green, or purple vessels, which happens because of poor blood circulation in the area. So the goal here is to brighten and neutralize at the same time. For better coverage, we will start by tackling the deeper brown pigmentation with soft peach shades. At this stage, you can see the pigmentation is corrected, and it's closer to your actual skin tone. Next, put on your foundation before moving to the next step. To correct the underlying blue and purple tones, choose a shade that is close to your skin tone. This step lifts the darkness and brings warmth back into your under eye area. Once the tone is evened out, you can gradually add more to cover everything. Structural dark circles are a bit different because they're caused by shadows rather than pigment. If you tilt your head toward the light and the darkness under your tear trough seems to disappear, that's usually due to the shadow created by a slightly bulging eye bag or hollowness around the tear groove area. To correct this, the focus is on brightening the hollow and subtly softening the bulging area. First, you can even out the uneven skin tone around your eyes with a concealer that is close to actual skin tone. Next, continue with your foundation routine. Take a lighter or brighter concealer shade and apply it precisely along the tear trough groove. Begin at the inner corner and gently blend outward to the edges. Be careful not to drag or pull the skin, as this may shift the concealer you applied earlier. This precise application helps lift the shadow by reducing the light and shadow contrast, and hence making the appearance of the tear groove less prominent. For best results, you can add matte highlighter to set the concealer. This not only enhances the lifted appearance of the under eye area, but also mattifies the region to prevent excessive light reflection. And finally, there are mixed dark circles, which, honestly, most of us have. A common combination is blue-purple discoloration along with some brown pigmentation. In this case, a peach-toned corrector is your best friend. Peach sits right between orange and pink on the color wheel, which means it can neutralize both cool blue tones and mild brown darkness at the same time. Once it is corrected, you can follow it by foundation. If you also have structural shadows along with your mixed dark circles, you can follow up by brightening the tear trough groove with a brighter concealer after applying your foundation, just like we discussed with structural dark circles. This combination of color correction and brightening helps create a smooth, well-rested, and balanced under eye look. A lot of people wonder, should you apply concealer before or after foundation? The truth is, there's no single right answer. Both ways work, but the effect can be slightly different. Applying concealer before foundation is great if you have mild dark circles. It blends naturally and creates a soft, even base. Applying concealer after foundation is better for more severe dark circles because it allows you to control the thickness and coverage more precisely. Blush can also interfere with concealer, especially powder formulas, by making your tear groove reappear after application. If you have a deep tear trough, start by brightening that area first. Then use a soft, expanding shade as a base to visually lift and smooth the mid-face. After that, layer your main blush shade below it or at the side of it. If you're using cream blush formulas, the order changes slightly. Start with color correction, then foundation, followed by the cream blush, and finally brighten the tear trough. This simple sequence helps keep your blush from dulling or disrupting your under eye coverage. Also, when concealing, avoid covering your aiguille sail. It might be tempting to cover it completely, but doing so can make your eyes look smaller and flatten the natural contour of your under eye area. Preserving this area while brightening the surrounding shadows helps your eyes look lifted, fresh, and more awake. And that's everything you need to know to finally conceal your dark circles the right way. Once you understand your dark circle type and use the correct shades and techniques, your concealer instantly becomes so much more effective, with way less product and zero cakiness. Let us know in the comments which type of dark circle you have, or what products or techniques you swear by. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next video. Goodbye!